This is the NVIDIA RTX 4080 Founders Edition, and it's based on the Ada Lovelace architecture. So let's take a closer look and I'll tell you more about it. The NVIDIA RTX 4080 Founders Edition has a special dual axial flow-through fan design, which exhausts hot air both from the front edge of the graphics card, which you can see right here, and it also exhausts hot air from the back of the GPU, and this is the back of the GPU right here. So the way the dual axial flow-through fan design works is that it sucks cool air in from this fan on the left here, and then it exhausts it from the back case of the GPU through this vent. Now, if we turn it over and we look at the back of the GPU, this fan over here on the right is gonna suck air in from the front of the GPU, and it's gonna exhaust that hot air, which will then be exhausted by the back case exhaust fan, or if you have exhaust fans on the top of your case, it will go out through there. So this is a very unique design that only the Founders Edition card has that you won't see on the third-party partner cards. The Founders Edition is also the smallest RTX 4080 card available. Just take a look at this Gigabyte RTX 4080 Gaming OC card that I did a video on, and you will see how much bigger the partner cards are when compared to the Founders Edition. So if you're concerned about not having enough space in your computer case, if you have a smaller case, for example, then you are much better off getting the RTX 4080, as it has the smallest profile and fits in most computer cases, unlike the RTX 4080 partner cards, which may not fit in some of the smaller cases. So in terms of the new features of the RTX 4080, you have new streaming multiprocessors up to 2 times the performance and power efficiency. You have 4th gen Tensor cores up to 4x the performance with Dls S3 versus brute force rendering. You have 3rd gen RT cores up to 2x ray tracing performance, and you have NVIDIA Reflex to deliver low latency and better responsiveness in games. You got the 8th generation NVIDIA encoder, also known as NVENC, and it supports Av1 encoding, which makes it great for streaming live gameplay. It also supports NVIDIA G-Sync for tear-free gameplay on high refresh rate monitors, and it supports Resizable Bar, which enables the CPU to access the entire GPU frame buffer at once. Now, in terms of performance specifications for the NVIDIA RTX 4080, it has 9,728 CUDA cores. It's got a base clock speed of 2.21 gigahertz and a boost clock speed of 2.51 gigahertz. The memory size is 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X, and the max resolution is 4K at 240 Hz or 8K at 60 Hz. Now, looking at connectivity for displays, you have 1 HDMI connector and 3 DisplayPort connectors. Now, in terms of the card dimensions, they are exactly the same on this RTX 4080 and the RTX 4090. It's just what's inside that is different. So the length of the card is going to be 304 millimeters. As for the width, we have 137 millimeters, and this Founders Edition will use up 3 slots on your computer case, and it comes in at 61 millimeters. So again, this is an important feature of the Founders Edition. If you want it to fit in your computer case, this is a 3-slot design, whereas other cards such as the Gigabyte Gaming OC 4080 will take up more than 3 slots. So you have to keep that in mind based on the computer case size that you have. Now, here's a quick comparison with the previous generation RTX 3090 on top to give you an idea of the size difference between the RTX 4080 and the previous generation. As you can see, the fan design is much bigger than RTX 3090. As far as the length goes, however, there isn't much difference, or if you're worried about that when upgrading, then you should be fine with the Founders Edition RTX 4080. And looking at the 3090 compared to the 4080, we see that the 3090 is actually thinner. It doesn't fill up the entire 3 slots, whereas the 4080, which is the same size as the 4090, does take up the entire 3 slots. Now, in terms of power requirements for the RTX 4080, you need a minimum of 750 watts power supply. It does require you to have 3 PCI 8-pin cables coming out of your power supply to connect up with this triple 8-pin adapter. So you would connect these 8-pin headers to your power supply, and the 12-pin connector will connect up to the top of your GPU just right here. Now, that is unless you opt to purchase a brand new power supply that includes a single PCI Gen 5 cable that requires only 1 cable to the power GPU, then in that case, you wouldn't need this triple 8-pin adapter. I hope you enjoyed this video on the NVIDIA RTX 4080 Founders Edition, and I'll see you guys in the next video.